I'm Luben Daniel, a professional musician.
That man ain't need your last name, fuck that fuck.
I want to go back to the beginning. You said you're a professional musician.
Yeah.
Define professional musician.
He better than the last of the fucking band name. That's what the man mean. That's what the man mean, basically. How much intro you go play? I know you go play. I know you go play Steve, man.
How much I can't play is a better question.
You see, chat.
Boom, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to the Heart to Heart podcast. Man, I'm my co-host Bash. Don't know the thing go. Today we got a special guest in the building. Go by the name of Luben, man. First guest on the podcast, man. So this is history right there.
Yeah, history.
How you feel? How you feel to be part of history?
Hey, I mean, I know, man. First one.
First
Yeah.
one.
First
First guest on the podcast.
Yeah, and I feel like in your own right, you made your own history as well. So if you want to just kind of speak on that a little bit and, tell the people them and the viewers who is Luben.
Well, hold on for a sec. So, let me just start by saying, again, I know you might get a lot of new viewers here. I know my boy Luben probably got a big fan base, a lot of man probably coming for the first time, So, the Heart to Art podcast is really a podcast just to highlight Virgin Islands creatives, Virgin Islands artists. Don't even have to be music artists. It could be any form of art, any form of creativity, you know what I'm saying? So, that's the purpose of the podcast. And then it's me and my boy Bash. So, we're going to just occasionally talk some fuck sometimes. That's just how we go. Entertainment, we entertain the people them and just highlight Virgin Islands creative. So, Luben, you can go ahead now, tell them, about you.
Well, I'm Luben Daniel, a professional musician.
That man ain't need your last name, fuck that fuck.
Hey, that's how we go over here. Okay,
Hey, what's up, man? Anything you want? Anything.
Yeah, man. Luben, aka Ben Lu. Yeah, just flip the syllables a little bit. Professional musician. I have a bachelor's in music education, so I'm a music educator. I taught at Charlotte Amalia High School from 2012 to 2021, and I do a lot of music stuff.
Man's a beast. You know what? That man is trying to be. I gonna give it. He gotta go to me. He's just a beast. He's a beast. He's a beast. He's a beast like that. So my boy is the center of attention right now. My boy is a beast. And my boy just speak on like the things he done and what he did. And I feel there's a lot of students out there. How would you feel now that you say you're a teacher, right? How would you feel like when you go out and like your students come up to you and stuff like that? You know what I mean? What's that like?
Hey, it'll feel good. Like thinking back to when I was teaching at the school, like every day felt surreal for me. 'Cause I felt like, I was young, straight out of college, so it's like I just come from high school, and then I already back there already. In my first school, yeah, my brother was a senior. Yeah, so it was like that's how close how close it was.
Yeah.
But like going out or you in the street and thing, or you're going to business and seeing your students, and I'd feel proud.
Yeah.
I'd feel proud to see everybody like doing well. Some of them are parents. Some of them they're entrepreneurs. They doing business and they working. Or even I have a former student who's now teaching at the school in the music department, and that's LJ Bradway. So I enjoy it so much, man.
That make you feel old?
Not yet.
I want to go back to the beginning. You said you're a professional musician.
Yeah.
Define professional musician.
He better than the last of the fucking band name. That's what the man mean. That's what the man mean, basically. No.
I'd say I'm a professional musician in the sense that like I am a high level artistry.
High level, you hear that? The man take the artistry serious. Take notes, Take notes. This is a podcast, but this is also a teaching moment for other musicians, younger musicians, for anybody. Teaching moment, right? But take art and take pride in your craft. You know what I mean? So yeah, go ahead. I just wanted to put it in.
Well, yeah, I'm a high level artist, you know. Like I have been playing at a really high level seriously. I would say from time I was like 16, 17.
Yeah.
So you know, you're going out there to perform, whether it be gigs for pay or not.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times with us,
I didn't come back to that.
a lot of times with us, especially growing up and when you gain these music experiences, and so you know sometimes it don't go without it goes without money sometimes. But like we love what we do. But again, to being a professional, and so like I don't even know how to explain it well enough, you know, because like most times when people think professional is like tied to money. Sure, most of that stuff, no matter what the discipline is, it tied to money. But like I would say for me, I professional because like I am that damn good at it.
Yeah. So being in that, right?
No
in that
cocky.
sense-
Not being cocky.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Hey,
Let's
chat
be
your
honest.
chat. No,
Nah,
chat
I
your
can tell you, you know?
chat. Chat your chat. This chat your chat, you know. Can I see you to chat your chat?
When you
So,
say, go ahead, boss.
but so in that sense, right? When you were doing that and stuff like that, and you know, probably things weren't working out for you and stuff like that. How did you ignore the background noise like we fucking do right now? How did you ignore the background noise in order to like still stay on track with achieving your goal?
Um. Wow. How do you ignore the background noise? I think when you have enough discipline about it, or just you just gotta hone in on your objective for your goals, you know, and like I this thing called music, I love it so much, like um
How you even get into music?
That's exactly what I'm going to ask.
or even get
How you
into
even get
it.
into it?
Yeah, from day one, how it
Yeah.
start?
Yeah.
Your
I
parents just buy your instrument or like
not
see
well,
another musician and you like, yo, I want to do that.
you know, I'd say day one starts with my father. So my father, Luben Daniel.
Big up yourself, Papa Luben.
Yeah, man.
Big up yourself, Father Daniel.
Bennett. Like he had his own personal collection of music where it'd be like records, records, cassettes, CDs. The family had music in the house. Whenever you ride inside of his car, he had a old Suzuki Sprint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
He had a whole Sprint.
Yeah, that's Sprint.
Yeah, man. So whenever you were in his car, it wasn't really the radio that would play. It would be his music. You know, so he'd play what he want here.
Yeah.
So from Bob Marley to you have some reggae like Sanchez and things, and he'd be singing along, and he'd always be singing and things. So that variety of music you just immersed in at home. Like I would say it started there. But as far as like formal training or formal experience with like learning from people, that was back in elementary school in Corwin.
Yeah,
Well,
or the band
then
class.
again, yeah.
You don't even do band class at elementary level anymore?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I can't remember growing up, band class was a thing for us in elementary, where you had to play the recorder and everything.
Yeah, over here in St. Thomas, we typically start from like 4th grade. St. Croix, most times kids start in like I think 6th or 7th grade or so.
Okay.
I think it's improving now over the years. You know, things change as they get more.
Wait, you said St. Thomas is 4th grade and St. Croix. Why is that difference in the grade?
I don't really know the ins and outs of it.
Just a different education district. Yeah.
I think it's just like, not to say like inventory, but just like
people that teach it maybe.
It's just how they have the programming, like what's available to the students, what you're able to pull off. Or so it had a lot of options and opportunities for that kind of thing to happen over here in St. Thomas compared to St. Croix, but not to say like St. Croix like behind or anything like that, you know, because like the kids over there,
talent.
yeah, man.
So what you're a professional musician. So what instrument you to play? Oh,
My main instrument is clarinet.
okay.
Hey,
How much you
yo,
can play then?
chat.
How much you can play?
For the most part, stringed instruments, I would say, is a weak point for me.
Okay.
I don't have much experience with like stringed instruments, but like
That's just lack of interest or
no, it is again it's just opportunity, like you know,
Okay.
just having an instrument around or just having the ability or the access to something to try to try it out.
Because I said, you know, tough. Because I said, tough, you know, one more time, tough. One more time, the teacher
But
wanted
as much as like I don't have like experience
Yeah.
myself on like say bass or
Yeah,
guitar,
yeah.
like I understand how the instruments work.
okay.
You know, where when I went college, I went to Ithaca College in upstate New York, in Ithaca, New York.
Okay.
So part of that degree program, we couldn't even get into our junior year of like education courses
Yeah.
until passing what we call proficiency exams.
Oh, okay.
So we had to take exams or tests on each instrument.
Wow, okay.
We had full on classes for like
Each instrument?
we had like semester long classes on instruments.
Yeah, you're a
or like
professional
yeah,
musician.
professional.
or like for a block.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ain't no
professional.
slouch coming on this podcast.
That's a fact.
yeah, man.
Ain't no slouch.
So bassoon, flute, saxophone, oboe,
Buffoon?
trumpet.
Oh, you said bassoon. I said buffoon. I'm like, buffoon. Okay.
Trumpet, trombone, tuba, piano, what else? Strings. So I had to take a class on like the viol family. So violin, viola,
Okay.
cello, the big bass, everything. So like I said, I just don't. But that was a limited amount of experience for me, like
training,
equivalent to like maybe like a marking period. You know?
Okay.
Yeah, so like half a semester is how long that class had taken.
Wait, one second, I forget to start the timer, my son.
Oh, gammy.
Good though. I'll just restart it and I start the timer.
Alright.
Alright, boom, we're good. My fault.
Yeah, so I have experience on all those instruments. So like, so their whole philosophy was to be able to put out teachers, like high caliber teachers.
Oh, so the whole school was the whole point was to make you a teacher.
Right.
Okay.
And to be able to teach students on any instrument, you know. So the best way for you to be able to do that is to have experience on every instrument.
So you know that going into this, you wanted to be a teacher?
Yeah. From back in high school, I really like it was like a form decision for me because like
What high school you went?
I went Shaw Amaya
You were
High
high school, man. See, you were high school.
Okay.
Come on, man. Come on.
I just had to make sure, you know,
Come on,
them
man.
Ken man said they went high school and I be
No,
like,
they went high school. They went Ken.
you went
Lot
Ken.
of
They went
muscle.
Ken. You went high school.
Yeah.
There's only one high school, you know. There's only one high school in
agree.
the territory that's recognized
I
as
agree.
high
No.
school.
I agree.
Don't,
You know what I mean?
don't mind them. You got four. So you
One.
got four of them. You got Shaw Amaya High School. You got Ivana Udorican. You got Central High School over in Cruz. You got St. Croix Educational Complex. Them the four public high school. Of course, you got Antilles. You got the parochial. Them.
Yeah.
You got. I got a vote for everybody.
All I hear is Charlotte and
Oh God.
I don't hear the rest of them. So.
Which one do they refer to as high
I
school?
mean, okay, sure, but don't knock everybody else
No,
down.
We ain't knocking them down, you know. We knocking them down. We can't knock them down if we ain't seen them.
We can't knock them down. We can't knock them down if we ain't even got fucking building. And no, we ain't got building. We knock down the building. We get building. A, we get building. B, we get building. C, so I mean,
Like, the school's still there.
The school's
things
still
still going on, and is moves toward like you know, betterment in the future. Man. There's a lot of big things going on.
yeah. So now that we trying, you mentioned the word of betterment, right? What was one goal that you had as a teacher that you were like, you know what? When I become a teacher, I ain't gonna say if, but when I become a teacher, this is what I'm going to make better. What was that for you? Or it ain't gotta be one thing. What was it, or if it's multiple things, just kind of summarize. What were those things for you that you're like, yo, when I become a teacher, I can make all of these fucking better. Like that's what I do.
I mean, the mission for me was I really just wanted to give back what was given to me.
Okay.
Cause like if it wasn't for music education programs in public school and thing, like I wouldn't have the life that I have, you know, or like it'd be totally different, and I feel like it would whatever that different what would be would be
Probably,
less
yeah.
than what it is now.
Okay.
You know,
So-
like I credit the connections I have with people, the friendships I have, the experience I've had, the places I've been to music, you know, to being in a school music program.
Yeah.
And I just really wanted to give back in that kind of way.
What is some of the places music take you?
All across the continental US, but I would say the farthest it take me was Argentina.
What?
Wow, what you doing over there?
Argentina?
A group of us when we were in school, we went Argentina to play steel pan. Shout out to Gilchrist Sproul. He, you know, was the facilitator at that. So we went Argentina, playing steel pan.
That's
Hey.
Yeah.
Big up yourself on the steel pan, you know, car. That is the sweetest melody. To me personally, you know what I mean? And big up Rising Star Steel Orchestra too. Talking about Rising Star Steel, right? How you feel that program now is kind of, you know, doing and attracting the younger generation now? Because it seems like, so quick backstory. I went Rising Stars. Luben went Rising Stars.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't a rising
Jack went
star.
Rising Stars, but he is a rising star.
I
You check what I mean?
don't star already, man.
He's a star already. He's a
He
star boy
rising
already.
now.
So you know what I mean? So if you are coming rising stars, we would have been the falling stars. You know what I mean? but no. So when we were there, it was really like a big thing. You know what I mean? But then I feel like when we leave, like years after we leave, it kind of like died down a little bit, or like the hype behind of it that died down a little bit. But now we feel like it back up, and Rising Stars get social media presence. Them man get everybody like going to their events and stuff like that. Even for Panorama Sunday, everybody was around Rising Stars actually. Like it had like, you know, cause when we were there, you had like we used to have to share pan and stuff like that. But then at a time where like everybody had them on pan, but now them man back to sharing pan again. So that mean you have more kids involved in that. So you mean like, can you speak on that a little bit, or how you feel is that program is kind of doing right now, in a sense, from your view and a musical perspective?
So I'll start out by saying like everybody can be allegiant to their experience, you know, like
Okay.
like so whatever you experience for the first time, that's what you know. You know, so like a lot of your basis for like comparison is based off of like what your experience was,
Your
and it's
baseline.
like it close to your heart. So like, but I just don't want people like I think you just need to be cautious of like how that could kind of cloud your judgment or your perspective when you see like time pass and like other people experience what you experience. Cause it'll be different for everybody. Things will change. You have different personnel at Rising Stars now compared to when we were there. You have different circumstances that lead to whether it be the drop off in enrollment, you know, so especially with the storms from 2017 and the pandemic. That those two things was like a double whammy for a lot of stuff in the Virgin Islands, but especially arts education and those programs and so. But the positive right now is that you're seeing a resurgence in enrollment and participation, especially when it comes to steel pan. Like when I went to BCB concert, I was like, what? Leroy got a ton of people for this beginning class, and still a lot of kids for intermediate, and still born in blazers. A lot of students, you know, and you have 3 beginning class and all of them full.
What?
All of them like he don't have enough pan.
Wow, that's
He
crazy.
don't have enough pan, and that's at one school.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And then you got LG Bradwaite up there at CHS with the Mellow Hawks, and they doing the damn thing.
Yeah.
Like
big up
much
them,
more
man.
than what I was able to accomplish while I was there. So like getting big up to LG and everybody else that doing their thing in pan. But with Rising Stars, like it's great to see James doing a great job.
Yeah.
You know, taking the helm, being chief instructor, and again, like bringing his vision in like connecting it with the social media presence,
yeah,
with
yeah.
all of that stuff that he been doing from
Yeah.
long before, with media,
Yeah.
with those creative ideas, with like for the concerts, for like skits and
Yeah,
all
yeah,
of these
yeah,
like
yeah.
theatrical things, you know, like everybody there, like Muffy there as an
Oh yeah,
instructor.
Murphy, yeah. Plus
Another
Adrian
yeah,
there too?
Adrian there as an
Yeah.
instructor too,
Yeah,
you know.
That's good, man.
Yeah, so now you're seeing how like time pass and
Yeah.
how we know our age group
Yeah,
now.
it's now they give back
Yeah,
us or the
taking
teachers.
the helm.
Yeah,
We know the leaders, we know the
Yeah,
instructors, we
yeah,
know
yeah.
the movers and shakers are now investing in the next in the next generation and you know, passing on knowledge and bringing, just infusing our experiences
Yeah.
and taking it to that next level.
Yeah.
It might not even to some people it might not even be so much of like a next level, but it's a different level.
Yeah.
You
A
know
level
what I
they
mean?
never seen or experienced before.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you work
yeah.
with Rising Stars right now?
I've worked with them before. I
Okay.
don't work with them on a regular, but like
Okay.
once you come out of Rising Stars, right?
I was Rising Stars.
It's always Rising Stars.
Yeah.
Any Rising Stars alumni
Yeah.
could tell you, when you driving on the street, you will turn your head and
Yeah,
look at the
Panya.
For
Panya.
sure. You
And
look at
just to
the
see him, something going on.
Yeah,
It don't
yeah.
matter what time of the night you going, or what time of the day you going
Yeah.
drive fast.
For
and
real.
you going turn your head
Yeah,
and see what going on in the
It ain't matter what
Panya.
time of year.
I ain't not gonna lie, I never been a Rising Stars, but I look too.
You don't look.
Yeah.
Hey.
That just to show you how
Yeah.
how big and how much of like a
Impact.
a community staple
Yeah.
that Rising Stars
Yeah.
is. Like Rising Stars have such an impact on the community, man. Like
Yeah.
it ain't even just about musicians.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you know, people like yourself, like athletes and so
Yeah.
folks who again doing business, people who in government, people
Yeah.
like all walks of life, like
Yeah.
Rising Stars touch people. And then on a deeper level, like that just goes to show again, like music, the arts,
Yeah.
arts education, like sports, all these different disciplines. Like it ain't just about the discipline, you know, like it stretches you out to all sorts of different things, you know.
And it's funny that you mentioned Rising Stars get a big community, right? Because at Panorama, during Carnival, there was a new band named Gen Fusion, I think. And I think one of the people them that I see who was doing that was a dude named Archie.
Yeah,
I think that's his name.
Yeah,
At least
Archie,
I see him in the shirt.
yeah,
And so
Archie
I
a
don't know
leader
if
for that.
he's the leader for that. So even like that, like the alumni of Rising Stars giving rise to a different band that's not Rising Stars, but it just showing like how like it branches out into connecting and I guess like reaching a whole different set of people that never had nothing to do with Rising Stars.
And
What you would say, or what I would say, make Rising Stars different? Like what set right? Because from the outside, I don't have nothing to do with steel pan or music really. When I think of steel pan, I think about Rising Stars, and I think that go for the general public. Like if you think about a steel pan, you're like, yeah, my Rising Stars. Like what contribute to make that impact so massive? Like what set them on apart so much? Like why everybody like Rising Stars so much?
I think because and it's from me, right? I think because Rising Stars is probably the one of the oldest around. In terms of been around 1981, I think it was it started.
Yeah, all the 80s.
All the 80s when I guess Von Hadjo, whoever it was, started a whole program to kind of reach, Chief had reached like to like troubled kids or stuff or just do something in the community for the children, you know what I mean? But you would probably have more insight on that being that you is on the inside of the music industry, so you could speak about that more.
Well, you see, Rising Stars start out, you know, brainchild of Chief Hodge. They could tell you the story about how he was inspired by it as far as like a way to keep his daughter out of trouble or to wanting to keep his daughter and his children engaged and just kind of it branch off to not only his own kids but the community at large, because from his perspective being a judge, you know, he saw like the numbers or like the activity in a negative way of what was going on with students and just wanting to find a way to keep them engaged and seeing how much like his daughter Bridget and her peers and whatnot, how much they love steel pan and how much he loved steel pan music and thing too. To how can we like use that as like a vehicle to keep them engaged, to attract them, to give them purpose, and still provide the means to assist them with their schooling.
Yeah.
You know, so that was really like the that's the essence of what Rising Stars is and what it came to be.
Yeah.
You know, using music as like
Like a vehicle.
yeah,
in a
just
sense?
a medium to
medium.
a medium to foster engagement and trying to find the words. Just like
It's so good you can't find the words, man.
It'll be like that sometimes.
it'll be like that. And I, you know, going back to your question about Rising Stars, like what really like made it what it is, I think, is it's special. Like to this day, I don't think don't have anything like it. You know, like regionally, like Trinidad and all is unnoticed about Rising Stars. Like they love what's going on with Rising Stars because they don't quite have something like it over there. Like to see that much pan, that much kids playing all together, and to still be mobile. Double decker trolley. Like there is nothing like it.
And it was just at St. Thomas at one point, you know. But then now it branched over to Synchro as well. So Rising Stars is basically on the board.
It got Rising Stars over in
St. Thomas alone.
Wow.
Rising Stars in St. Thomas. You got one in Synchro,
and they'll be doing their thing too. Yeah,
that man will be doing that thing because I think for that man festival, I went because as a pan lover in check so for that man festival. I went to hear that man. He was a festival or probably a little before or after or something. But I hear that man. I was like, what? This man jamming, man.
Yeah.
This man jamming good.
Yeah.
I ain't me know who the instructor or nothing is over there, but whoever that man is over there, that man get a man jamming. Man get a man jamming for real.
Yeah, true or false question. Right? If Rising Stars play a song for Parade, you win a road match.
Man, you ain't do me like that, cause man.
If Rising Stars play a song in the square, road match guaranteed.
I ain't know about guaranteed because
99%.
Once upon a time maybe you could have confidently said that, but I have my opinion about like road match and like I don't care for the rule of like when you're passing a certain point of the music that you start out when you're entering the square with, that's the one that getting counted.
So what's the rule? What's the rule?
That's what the rule is.
So is when you enter in the square?
When you enter in the square and you're passing a certain pole or a certain line or whatever, whatever music or song that were playing at that point,
that's your
that's
vote.
what contributes toward road match.
Who come up with that rule?
Luben.
Don't diss my boy. Don't diss my boy. Hey, we get cut out. My boy diss my boy.
I think it's just one of those things that kind of get grandfathered in at this point. I don't know the source or the history behind it, but it just from my experience, it feels like it's a grandfathered in thing. And I just don't feel like is the fairest thing.
So if you could have changed the rule, or you could have had input in how to alter a rule to make it what you feel is the best chance or the best possible way of that particular rule, how would you kind of formulate that? Or what would be your factors in that?
For me, what you have the entries for Parade.
Okay.
Whatever is played during their time in those judging points.
Okay.
Should count towards road march.
Okay, so you would have multiple. Is there multiple judging points now, or is it just one judging point?
I ain't so sure, but
Okay.
I presume that it's Post Office Square for over here in St. Thomas,
Post
Post
Office
Office
Square.
Square,
Yeah.
and Market Square.
Yeah.
I think those the two judging points. They could correct me
yeah.
if I wrong. I ain't sure, but for me,
Yeah.
whatever is played
Yeah.
during our entries time in there
Yeah.
should count. 'Cause I just feel like it's stifling, like from when I had to work with the marching hawks
Yeah.
for cheering parade and thing.
Mm.
Like we be putting together our music and thing, and it have so much good music.
Yeah.
Like you can use this year as an example for carnival. It got so much music that our local bands and artists will be pointing out. Like you want to play them all.
Yeah.
You don't want to play them all, and then to have to choose, you want to support them all.
Yeah.
Then to have to choose one over the other, like come on,
That's
man.
silly.
Like you're forcing like a bias and a prejudice that you don't even, like you don't even like hold to heart, you know.
Yeah,
You basically taking away the selection or I guess what's the word? The opportunity for selection. You know what I mean? Or opportunity for to multiple selections in a sense.
In a way. And then it's like from a creative standpoint, when you formulating your performance, it got certain songs that work good to be the one to start off your show. It got certain songs that like, you want this to be the meat of your thing where you really showing off. But it work better to be in the middle. And it got songs where like you want to end it off with this one, like a big bang. Like a big bang at the end.
A big bang.
Not every song works to be in each one of those. That's point. But then like let's say you might choose a song, to start it off, but then it's like maybe that might not be the one to really be like the road march contender, but the song have a great opening. You know what I mean? It's stuff like that. So I just feel like it stifles. It just put everybody in a box. With like limited choice as far as like what you gonna go and start off with. You remember when we were there with Rising Stars and things, like you like what did we start off playing when we were entering the square, but then like you're going into this song and then this song and then this song and then you're doing the medley that got like 6 songs in it. So you mean to tell me Rising Stars can come up 2 days for cheering parade and adult parade? And only the first song that they play count. Meanwhile, they supported everybody and they play like 12 tunes.
That make no sense for you.
You know what I mean? Like it to me it just ain't fair. And then like the bands them, they putting out music. They work hard to put a whole album. Or they got several songs and things, and all of them good. Or they got several of them that good. If they come up the road, they gotta choose one. To push for their chance to win road march. I just think it's stifling.
Hey, that's the spirit that Carnival talking to my boy, That's the spirit that Carnival talking to my boy. And the love for music, you know what I mean?
Man.
So now that we're talking about music and the spirit that Carnival, right? How do you think I guess the musicians doing right now kind of including the spirit of Carnival in their music, in their lyrics?
I love it. I love what's going on now. Because again, this year is a great example, man. Like,
so that means you're a supporter of the brand move.
I am a supporter of VI
music,
everything. VI everything.
VI up never done,
you know,
man.
like
You know what I mean?
with the whole thing with Bram, like
you like that name, by the way?
I like the name.
I hate that.
I
hate that for.
Okay.
But I understand.
Even before like songs and them come out with that as a name. I was in discussion with Ayambakisi Richardson. Up at the school. We were just like powwow, just chatting.
Brainstorming.
And we had said Bram too.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, we had said Bram.
I like it now.
A lot of but ain't no credit to me or nothing, cause we were just like shopping an idea of like having like a show that was like a competition of like people just running rhythm. And then And we had just like Bram had just come up as like an acronym for something, and again it was I am that has said that.
Yeah.
But again, like ain't no credit to us or nothing. We try to steal nobody thunder or nothing like that.
Yeah.
I just bring in reference to like
How your conversation
and why I like the name.
Yeah.
But to me, Bram as a name don't fit for every style of VI music that was created. It don't match like say 80s VI music. Early to mid 90s.
It's just this
VI
era
music.
This era of music.
It's really recent. Like to me, what signifies something as Bram is when you hear
that's right.
When you have that rhythm,
do that again.
when you have that rhythm, that rhythmic tone in it, like throughout, like it's there all the time. That's Bram.
Yeah, I want to hear it again.
You ever work with any of these bands, like the local bands?
Yeah,
I've recorded anything, created direction, playing an instrument for them, anything.
Yeah, I've arranged stuff for I've been called upon to like transcribe music for jam band, to transcribe music for calypsonians and
so for the
their,
people like I guess not in the music
shows.
thing, what does transcribe mean?
Okay, so transcribing is like the music is there and then I'm basically just kind of like putting it down on paper.
Okay, got you.
Okay.
You
so
know,
like notes or something of that sort?
Like the notes and making the sheet music for it. Like it's already existing for like a different ensemble, or it might be written out already.
Yeah.
And I'm just kind of like transferring it to something else, like exactly how it is.
Okay.
And so that process also involves like arranging.
Okay.
But in general, arranging is like you kind of putting your touch on it to assign parts to the different instruments and whatnot. So it's a little bit of both that I'd be.
What's some notable tracks that you work on or you transcribe or whatever, if you could say?
Shout out to Culture, Jamal Miller. He had bring me on
the voice.
Some year ago to create a horn line for the 81 vintage rhythm.
Okay.
So that was something for Antigua.
Okay.
So Tian Winter, Lord, I forgetting the artist's name, but he bring me on to that, and I think I would say that's like my marquee thing as far as like writing and arranging stuff.
Yeah, big up yourself on that, man.
Yeah, man. So would you like to do more of that stuff?
For sure.
With VI artists.
For sure. That's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. I love writing. I made.
Wait, quick pause. This is passion you can't buy in the store. Go ahead.
Can't even get it from the fruit.
No. At all.
I got lyrics to say.
Hey,
I guess to write that tune too then.
Yeah. Hey, we can get to arrange a tune for the Hot Podcast.
Stop playing.
Just tell us a price and we think, hey, we gonna be like other man, you know. You give us a price, we're gonna pay a price. We're gonna try to negotiate, you know. But
I love writing stuff.
Yeah.
I love writing stuff. Like
So when was you figure out like you know you could have played, right? When was you figure out like that you were writing and you were like, I love this fucking, you know.
I know exactly when it was. I know exactly when it
this
was.
This is what Hard to Hard podcast is for people.
So Encore Summer Band Camp. So Georgia Francis, the G Fran. Our whole baby.
Share some of the best Johnny Cake, by the way, too.
Yeah.
You ever had Johnny Cake?
No, I never had it.
Like, I ain't off topic. But yeah, all Johnny Cake was bad, like,
so
back to the music.
So Encore Summer Band Camp. My first summer at Encore, 2002. And I get placed in the advanced music theory class. At 12 years old. Malvon Gomes was teaching that class at that part of that year, that summer. And so our first assignment, he tell us write eight bars of music. Write 8 bars of music. So like a melody and whatnot. And I'm like, I never do this before.
Yeah.
I never do this before. I don't even know what to write.
You nervous?
I was nervous at first, but then like I was thinking back because like just weeks before, like we were getting ready to move and things. We were building our house that we live in now.
Yeah.
And it had a day. We were in the back of my mother Toyota Tercel. It was a station wagon thing.
Yeah.
It was me and my brother. We were in the back, and like something hit my head and I was just jamming. I was just jamming to it. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
The whole car ride back. Me and my brother, we
Yo,
just.
when I tell you shut up.
No man.
Hey,
Everybody was jamming after a while. Everybody was jamming to that little melody, man.
Hold on.
We were just jamming to that, and then I thought back to that, and I was like, okay, let me see if I could put it on paper. So I pull up my clarinet, and I was like, okay, I played it back and forth. And like, if I were to write it, what does that rhythm look like? I think I could put it down, you know. Okay, and then I like, oh shoot, wait, I could do this, and then I turn it in. And then my one say, yeah, this is good, and it looked good, and he give me little pointers and how to make it better or whatnot. As far as like the imagery of it or the calligraphy of it.
Yeah.
But then when he gave me that feedback, I was like,
bad man.
wait, I could do this, man. I could do this. Next thing you know, like I going back and I like, okay, I watching cartoons, Tom and Jerry and whatnot. Can I recreate that? Or like, can I play that? Can I play that melody from this Looney Tunes thing?
So you're creative back
from young.
From long.
Boy.
Yeah, man.
Everybody else watching cartoons,
and
try
then
and play.
and then come the next summer, in 03, I was like, I want to try to. No, I gotta go back. Christmas of 02.
Yeah.
Like I was so inspired by like being able to realizing that like I could write down what I hearing.
Yeah.
I could write down what I playing. I could put it on paper.
Yeah.
I asked my mother if I could get a keyboard. She gave me a keyboard, and from then I was like I figuring it out. I don't know nothing about whatever. I asked a question and thing, and I was like, okay.
So you teach yourself? Can you teach yourself the basics or the beginning and sense?
For writing or like learning keyboard or whatever, you give me the little direction and I was able to like piece whatever together, figure things out and stuff.
Now, 1 second. Yeah, restart this again.
So you say you are kind of teach yourself the basics a little bit with keyboard and writing and stuff like that. And what happened after that?
I went music shop. It had a book that was like manuscript paper, so like it had the pages that were staff lines.
Yeah.
I buy a book and I will writing stuff down. And that same song, that same melody that I had from before. Yeah. I mean, like, it was sound a little childish, but it was a child.
Ready to hear it? Ready for a rhythm right now?
Yeah. So like I started like doing it, like, you know, trying to do something two-handed, trying to make something, and then like extrapolating on it even further, bringing it like more melodies and different parts of it and things. And I was like, you know, I want to see if I could maybe get a band to play this or whatnot.
Yeah.
So again,
so you had vision for long and young, man. You had vision for long, man.
Again, I love this thing.
Yeah.
I love
from
this.
then till now.
Yeah.
So when come 2003 now.
Yeah.
So this is when I meet Terrence Corbett.
Okay.
So Corbett, he a client that is bad.
Bad like that?
Yeah, bad. And so he kind of take me on the wing because he see the kind of skill that I had.
Yeah.
So he was like working with me privately, and I asked him one day at Encore, like, you know, cause I had advanced band, and he was one of the instructors for advanced band class in Encore too. I asked him, I could bring something for and like the band to play. And he said, yeah, like bring my band. So I run home. I put that thing on paper. I look up all night writing, taking a sheet and writing for each part. Going back to the store, buying another book. But I'll run out of paper. I'll run out of paper.
Why write the album, or something?
That's how. Again, this my origin story as far as like me with writing music.
Chat, you know.
Yeah, man.
Chat.
Then I get the book had little clues for the ranges for the different instruments, and so that was a helpful resource to how to write for them.
Okay.
And of course, you have your resources with your teachers and things, and you ask them a question, and I will coming back the next day and asking a question. How do I write for this? Coming back, going to Danadel, going to Dion, and going to whoever else and thing, and asking them these questions and things. And going home, and I'm writing whatever, I plunking it out on the keyboard, I making the transpositions and everything. And then I bring it.
That's crazy.
I bring it to the camp.
I'm on plate.
Oh,
song.
We played. Yeah, man.
Sound good?
What?
How do I feel? How do I feel like you put all our work and like along the way, you weren't afraid to like ask questions and ask for help, and along the way the instructors weren't afraid to give you the help you were asking for, and then at the end you hear them man playing your product.
Really good.
How do I feel?
Ain't nothing like it, no, man. Ain't nothing like it to hear like life being brought into your thing. Ain't nothing
that
like
music
it,
does, and everybody enjoying the music that you
and,
put together.
and then when you get a feedback from everybody,
God.
like these are like musicians that like you hold in high regard, and they're like, hey, that ain't good.
This rock bad.
This bad.
This rock bad.
I like it a lot. Your friends and your classmates and stuff, and they like, man, I like this thing. You know?
So now that you mentioned instructors and classmates, right? And the feedback. When you're doing it, what you feel, I guess, even if you biased to it, what you feel better to hear the feedback from? To hear your instructor be like, wow, this is good. Or to see your classmates enjoying, like, playing it.
Man, I can't pick one over the other. I can't pick one over the other because like
we're gonna treat you like a road match.
Nah, but because like me, like
it's just the enjoyment from everybody. In totality.
I suppose I'm a people person. Yeah. I love being connected to people, you know. So like not to say like that, you know how people would say like their opinions don't matter, or people's opinions don't matter. Yeah. I understand that, but I value
others' feedback.
I value people's feedback.
Yeah.
Especially if I care about you, I hold you in high regard, or like I appreciate like, you know, your acumen for your discipline or what you really good at and whatnot. I hold like high value. So like to get feedback from somebody like you, like say if I were to come boxing and you tell me like, you know, my jab good, or my hook good, or my balance with my feet and thing or whatnot, or like, you know, with baseball and whatnot. Yeah, I feeling good. I gain down. I got a good arm, or like I reading the ball well when it go up in the air. Or so. Like I like getting that.
Yeah,
you know, like it's really good to get ratified that you're doing something well.
Yeah.
You know, so like I love that to get feedback from, you know, great musicians like say like Malvern, Francis Carlwood, from Georgia Francis, from Niels Gooden, Kevin Hendricks, like everybody, George Thomas, who was my band teacher down at Corwin, so he's the one that get me started. Okay. And we was his first we was his first set of band students.
Yeah,
His first class that he had when he had first started teaching down at call.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, everybody. When you get that feedback that like you doing good at something, especially when it's something that you love, and you're passionate about, and think, man, ain't nothing like it. And then your peers too, cause like these are people like you riding with.
Yeah.
These are people like you grow up with who see
the
what you've been about, the pathway and everything. And you love seeing them do their thing. And again, you hold that in high regard too. So when they giving you that feedback, hey man, just the other day, Shamoy Rajaz, he's one of my classmates.
Okay,
and you know, teaching out at Kent. So we were when I was there, oh my God. Oh, here we go. But yeah, like so we had our little time where we were rival teachers. And he'd be out there doing his thing. Like just the other day, he talked back about my first song. He was like,
so he remember that?
Yeah, he loved. Yeah,
my song was hit.
We got first shoot
I hit.
At some point, I ain't get it recorded.
Yeah.
When you record it yet?
No, I ain't.
From 2003 too.
Yeah, hey.
Nah, man.
I would say that's like my that's the biggest hole I have.
You can go home and start
like
or you can't before you ain't even know. You ain't even know you hear the rhythm Juve, man. You like, wait, that's my tune.
No, dude. I have it tatted on me though, man.
We got cut off here.
We
have it tatted on me. Like that's how important that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man.
Real.
Yeah, man.
So now you talk about that project. I guess your marquee project with the 81st vintage rhythm.
Yeah, 81
vintage rhythm, and then your first project that you do. What the future look like for you, or what are some of your aspirations in the music game that you want? Oh, actually, talk about the other projects that you do before we get into the aspiration. What other project do you do that might be well recognized or that people might hear before, but they ain't know it was you?
Well, people know my work with Charlotte Amalia High School. So that's what most of my like.
So the Mellow Hawks.
Working with the Mellow Hawks, with the Marching Hawks.
Okay.
Symphonic band, concert band.
Yeah.
You know, so you know, people know my work with
that. That's his. Don't try to
from 2012 to 2021.
You see what I say?
In between
2012 to 20. Hey, the man chatting in chat now. We ain't worry about all that modesty thing.
So, what you do now? What you do now?
We worry about no. We worry about the tune them and one lose it. But no. In the musical world, like we don't do now in the musical world and stuff like that.
So I still active with I guess like pageant season. People would call upon me to help them out with like pageantry with their talent segments and stuff.
All over.
You know, I have a history of people of people I've worked with that won best talent that have won the prize.
We need to learn, you know. We don't learn. You got to teach us.
Currently, I volunteer my time with Reichel Center for the Arts.
Reichel, the one like that'll do the shows.
Yeah. So I part of the team that been putting on RCA sessions.
That's you? I got you here.
That's the most.
You're a celebrity.
That's the most recent.
I see that thing they do, but I didn't know. I didn't see Reichel come. I was like, who the heck these people? I'm glad to see Reichel come up.
The director Denise Humphreys, she bring myself, Anthony Nibbs, Dion Donadell,
So a team are you?
Yeah. She bring the three of us into from years ago, like during the pandemic times and things. With RCA sessions and
are you hearing that, right?
So we will.
The man is a beast. The man is a beast. Why are you telling me the man is a beast in this musical world?
At first we start out in like UVI Little Theater putting on the show. So I part of the team with just trying to like identify artists and identify bands to and just kind of craft these shows. So like the artistic direction with it. But for the most part, I would kind of, how to put it? I felt like I wasn't as impactful as, say, like how Donadell and Anthony was, because they didn't really live in that world a lot more than me. With working with these artists. Like, if you, like Anthony.
Yeah.
That's my classmate too.
Yeah.
That's my boy from Latin. You
Yeah,
ain't Rising
Rising
Stars too.
too.
But
Yeah,
you
yeah,
see
yeah.
the man with he camera walk,
Yeah.
he videography, walking with when we were walking with blind ears,
Yeah.
his walk with Leo Sibley, with Thor,
Thor,
with
yeah.
Joker, with Monet, everybody in their videos and things.
Yeah.
And
The man does
all
a big impact like that.
You walking.
And he'll be walking out there in Ken.
Man making a big
You know,
splash in the
I
music game.
like Penfo is one of the hardest walking people around.
Yeah, big up yourself, Penfo.
Yeah, man.
If you want to come and talk about your thing, feel free, you know.
True,
Yeah,
reach
yeah,
out,
yeah.
reach out.
Nibs.
Yeah.
If you don't know him, follow him on Instagram at Nibs, ANIBBS.
So where the people can find you now?
Man,
on
give
social
other man a
media?
plug before you plug
Yo,
yourself.
chill,
It's
hey, that's a
selfless.
good man.
Selfless.
Selfless, the man.
Selfless.
Hey.
You know, again, my name Luben, but you know, back in Cancrine, a partner named Marvin, Jacko, Jacko who make the song Skello and thing.
Yeah.
So he flipped the syllables of my name.
Wait, drama?
Drama.
Drama.
That's
Yeah.
my dog,
Yeah.
That's my dog.
Drama is the one who give me my nickname.
Yeah.
He like in
Yeah.
class, he
Yeah.
just started calling me Ben Lu, and I was like, that ain't my at first I was annoyed, but he was just insistent about it. I know how he is. He was just insistent about it. And then he was like, all in class, in Miss Corbett class in Concrete, he would be like, man, that's your name, the man. Ben Lu, that's your name, the man. I was like, but tell my name, like, man, come on, dude. Like
But that's your name, though.
and then after a while, then other people started grabbing onto it, and I was like, you know what, it's sticking. It's sticking. And I was like, yeah, alright. So that's where you go find me.
Yes, you heard it. The man name sticking, the man music sticking.
From the first one,
For the first one,
I find a hit myself.
Chat.
So
what do people could look forward to in terms of what your aspiration is for the music industry, or what your personal goals is that you want to accomplish?
I want to write more. I want to compose stuff. I want to arrange.
Any
do
genre?
more. Anything. I love our music. If I could hear it, I could put it down on paper.
Even Kwebe?
Yeah.
I love Kwebe.
Yeah.
Me don't even like. I love Kwebe.
I love it all. I even like I would like to write like new original Kwebe music. You know? Yeah. You know, anything. I want to write it. I want to write it.
You could get like a Quail, baby, Bram? That's possible.
No, you can't put Bram with Kwebe tomorrow.
It had Quail Bram before.
See it?
Yeah, you're right.
No, when you think about it, again, before you call it Bram, like go back to thinking about Stroke, Cabana, Nero.
Yeah. You're right. I made a mistake.
Let me go. I wouldn't call that Bram because it don't have dun in it pervasive throughout. But like that's a style of VI music
that thing.
You know,
So that's kind of some of your aspirations. You want just write more.
Yeah, like I've had I've had a reoccurring dream, right? Of seeing my name show up in like a credit roll. A credit roll for like movies. I love film music too. Like John Williams, Hans Zimmer.
Yeah. So you need to make that happen.
Ludwig Göransson and
You need to make that happen.
These are the holes that I have.
Yeah.
You know, like I trying to step out.
The comfort zone.
Yeah, I trying to step out, trying to put a gamble on myself.
Yeah.
A little bit more, like, and I just kind of.
He's a bitch, you know.
I just and that's my timidity, you know. Like, just fearful of failure sometimes.
Yeah. Yo.
And just like wanting to. There's the perfectionism too. There's the perfectionism too. In a way, like I want deep right.
Yeah.
I want deep
Every
best.
creative man. Every creative.
When I step forward, I want to make sure like I accurate and I'm doing this in the best way, and like I know
Yeah.
how to go about doing it. Like, what is the best route for me?
It's a good and a bad thing. It's a
Right,
good and a
right.
bad thing.
Like, do I go back for a master's? And if I go back for a master's, what do I go back for a master's in?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
look,
yeah.
just the decision making for that day.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I gotta do better about that
Yeah.
about that part. Cause
Come
again,
here, man.
like,
So come.
So he's a beast,
Soon come,
dog.
soon
He's
come.
a beast.
again,
He's a beast.
I try and take the steps forward
He's a
to
beast,
really
dog.
like better myself.
Yeah,
And
because
do
guess
these
what?
things.
How you gonna know if you're gonna be successful or failure
Yeah,
if you
indeed.
don't try?
Exactly.
Know what I mean?
But I like what's going on with me.
Right now.
I like
currently.
what's going on right currently.
Yeah.
2025, I've been loving this.
Yeah.
That's good, man.
And I was even going back into 2024, like guest conducting at Rising Stars.
Oh yeah. I
Christmas
didn't see that. Big up
concert.
yourself and that.
I think the end of 2023, I think.
Yeah.
When I was a guest conductor for Band Day. Yeah, Band Day last year in 2024. Donadella bring me in to do that
Okay.
day. Austin Benzen, shout out to Prof. Like
Yeah.
rest in peace, Prof.
Yeah.
That was like my biggest inspiration too.
Yeah.
Man, love that man, man.
Yeah.
I get to conduct another memorial concert for him. You know, this work that been going on with RCA sessions, and then like on the January edition, like that was like mostly me trying to like whatever my vision was to put the Broadway project and Jam Band together.
Chat.
Like, you know, I could have do better.
Chat.
I could have do better, but then
you
like
do it, though.
everybody had
You do it,
loved.
though. At least you
do it.
I followed through, you know.
do it.
Yeah. So
You
I
get done.
got to tap
Yeah,
myself
yeah.
for that day. You know, sure, I'm being critical and hindsight.
Yeah.
But that's what good. That's
Yeah.
why perfection do the critique themselves even after you don't know how we can make it better.
And you
I
just know
still-
you just know for next time now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I still getting work with like pageantry and things. People call on me last minute and I work with them. And,
So if I want to do a
they
pageant,
were
I go call you?
successful. Yeah, well.
Reach out, pageantry if you want to win. If you ain't want to win, don't reach out.
Don't reach out, right?
If you're comfortable with third and second place,
Yeah, you're comfortable being a
you know where not to go.
A back playing a lot more regularly.
Yeah.
Playing with UVI concert band again.
Okay.
I got back there.
Yeah.
You know, working with again Donadel.
Yo, you got a lot going on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know what?
And you know, she even give me an opportunity to arrange something.
Yeah.
So I had arranged High Mass that were played at
For real?
I make an arrangement for concert band of High Mass from David Rudder.
Okay.
That were played at the inauguration ceremony for their for UVI new president.
Oh wow, that's
I
big
think
things.
Ms. George is I think her name. I can't
But that's a
remember.
big thing though. See, you got a lot going on, man. So, no, that's crazy.
Oh, the business part of the work though. Like when you compose and stuff, like do you get is it like mainstream music where you get like a percentage? Or is
Well,
it like
that's
or you just like
That's the part I want to try to get
Venture
into.
into
So,
more.
cause like they, and you know my parents they cussing me like they want like you should have been copywriting your arrangements and you could sell them them on those different publishing
Publishing
platforms and
platforms,
sites
yeah.
where it be like
But, hey.
JW Pepper or like Music Note.
Yeah, hey, you know what? The crazy thing, like, funny you mentioned it, because in my respective field, my friends will tell me the same thing, right? But they tell me, you know what? My brain ain't never shot at ideas, you know. You could thief them all you want, you could do whatever you want. But I know tomorrow I can wake up with 10 more that going to beat all of yours. Oh. Because it's a bitch like that. You check? And it's like, me, they can come when they come. When they come, it come. But I know, again, as a person who might now is going, and you could attest to that, like, you will have more. You can always have more.
And that's the kind of grace I'm trying to give myself when it comes to like that factor of time.
Yeah.
Like shoulda, coulda, woulda, the time none gone. But going forward, like God's fair life. You know, I have time to achieve these things. When you look at people like Quincy Jones and see like the time in his life when things really like had skyrocketed. I had a whole out hope for myself that like at any point, and again, I like what going on with me right now. And you know, I get into that business side. You know, trying to really like make myself a brand.
Yeah.
I'm trying to take the steps forward. Again, when my friend them and my partner them and everybody, when they see this, they can be like, I tell you, man. You could have I tell you about self-proprietorship and whatever.
But you
charge and take the money. Or you need thing for free form.
But you learning as you go. So
learning as I go,
and you getting better as you go.
Yeah.
So that's how the end of it. But on our time, you know what I mean? The man said time is limited, so you know what I mean?
Good having you here, man, for real.
Yeah, for sure.
Appreciate you for being the first person to come through.
I appreciate
the podcast.
for inviting me again.
Don't stop chatting, no.
All of these things is like, to me, I take these as like good signs that like I am where I should be. And like these are the stuff that could help me get out of those shells. And I guess bring attention to what it is I got going on and help me do what I do more and forward and higher and stuff. So I appreciate that for having me.
We appreciate you for coming,
coming through, man.
Appreciate you for coming, dog. We didn't know what the hell we were going to do with this thing, right? But we just started. You check on it, like.
Right there, we started. We just day by day, so step by step.
I take him and knows I'm learning these lessons from my.
Hey, we have no plan or nothing. We learn from you.
We learn from you. You know what I mean? We find a hit. You find a hit in your first song.
Hold on, go again. Hold on, go. We can't. Oh, we can't.
Don't worry,
Don't keep
man.
Jim, thanks for coming through, man.
Thanks, man.
Wrap it up with that, man.
Yeah, man, it's a Heart to Heart podcast, man. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, every platform. Heart to Heart podcast. Follow Ben Lou on Instagram. Any other platform.
You never socials, what am I going to find?
One more time.
Benlu 512. BENLU 512. That's your boy.
Yes, sir. Follow my boy Joe_Bashment. Follow me on Instagram _droppers. Heart to Heart podcast again. We gone.
Oh.